Hi there, this is Jill from MyShotokan, and in this video I'm going through a kicking drill for front kick. It's a very simple drill. The point is to get a better coil up initially and to keep the coil going throughout the kick, and then that kind of makes it really easy for the recoil to come back without a lot of effort. So let's take a quick look at one of these sessions. So the first thing that we're doing is coiling up and hitting your heel to your bottom. So coil up as much as you can, hit your heel to your backside. Then the second step is to coil up to your backside and tip your hip up. So coil, coil, then coil and tilt the hip. Now you'll notice that when the hip gets tilted, going back, that the heel doesn't come up near as high. You know, the last time I brought the heel up, it came right up to there. And that is really what you're trying to do, is take it from here and then simply bring your hip and knee around and do your kick. So your foot should be up here as much as possible so that when you come and do the kick, it's coiled already. But you'll see that even my kick, once I started to execute the kick, oops, I guess I should go forward. When I started to execute the kick, you can see that I'm actually committing now to going. I'm committing with my hips, whereas the previous one I was not committing. You can see that my hips, this hip in particular, is back, whereas then when we continued forward, you can see that immediately it switched to where my heel isn't at my butt, but my hip is going forward. And that's the main difference between the two, and probably what I need to work on for that first part to try to get it so that my hips are forward while it's still coiling a whole bunch. And then it goes. Then the second part there only goes through to the coil place here. The whole point is to take the foot from here and bring it here without dropping the knee. So the knee should not drop. We want to make sure the knee doesn't drop. And also you want to make sure that your hip is over your foot as much as possible. So the middle of your hip should be over the middle of your foot, or a little bit further forward if you can. And the angle of the hip is this way, the angle of the hip and leg is this way. So knee high as possible, and you can see in order to get this angle, I had to lean back. So then the next thing from there is, again, a couple more coils. And let's see, do I kick all the way through? Yeah, there we go. So there's an all the way through kick. Okay, so let's back that up. And again, you can see I step forward and I'm more committed with my hips right away than I was when I was just doing the heel coil. And this is kind of supposed to be where I am with my knee at the highest. So this is something that my foot's in a good position because it has cleared the knee level. It's high enough, it's not below the knee level. But my knee itself could certainly have been higher for this portion of the kick. Because my knee does actually go up a little bit, and then it actually goes down a little bit. That's very interesting. So my full extension is there, which isn't too bad. There's my full extension. So I've got myself centered over my foot. My foot itself, especially around the toes. The toes are pointed out. The ankle is extended, not flexed, which is good. So I could actually kick somebody with that. I'm leaning back a bit. But the knee thing is interesting because it kind of goes up and down at times that it shouldn't. And then the recoil. So by doing this tight coil kick out with the hip, so my hip is angled, and then when I come back, I bring the hip back down, these directions a bit. And let me get rid of that. And the knee stays high. Until the hip starts coming down. The knee goes down with the hip. And the recoil comes right to the knee. So this kind of almost looks like the beginning of the kick. And really it should. Because again, I'm halfway down here. I'm leaning back. My knee is relatively high. And I've got coil to my other knee. And those are the things that I'm looking for. So that was a pretty good one. Let's take a look at that one. So getting coil up. Coil and kick and recoil. So not too bad. I would like, though, to know if anybody can tell me what I can do to deal with the fact that my knee here, as I progress my kick, it drops and then comes back up. So it drops, it's up, it drops, and then it comes back up in the recoil. Is that something that I can improve upon, or is this something that I'm supposed to be doing? This is Jill from MyShotokan, and this has been a self-examination of a kicking drill that is designed to help people with their Coil and their Recoil. I train in Winnipeg, Manitoba with Charleswood Karate. And I'll have more videos coming out soon.